just when I thought that we were going to be doing some Atari Fun for Fives, breaking news comes in and pushes that to a side. What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here for Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to yet another episode of the Good Times Newsline Flashcast. Yeah, that's right. It's a Flashcast coming at you on a Monday. Of all days that news would break, I would think that this is probably the least likely option where there's going to be a day where there's going to be news, and yet alone news about Polymega. But we're going to get into it right now. So we've got this Polymega news update via Twitter. Here is that tweet right there. Polymega HQ tweets introducing Polymega app, Polymega Remix, Polymega XL, and the new Polymega Universal Wireless Controller 2nd Gen, with a link to their blog. No other notice inside of the tweet about anything else, the status of the base units or anything else, or just here's some product announcements, 4 of them. Just boom, here we go. Just on a President's Day. Just came in on the wire a couple hours ago. I was actually away at a different site at work, so I was unable to do anything then to talk about it, but we are talking about it right now. So let's dig in to that announcement. So what happens when you go to the website and look at what they have in store? What do we see? So let's go on here, and it says introducing Polymega app. This is the news. This is the news article from their blog post on their news tab on polymega.com. I will have the link down below in the description so you guys can go and check it out. And as you see here, there's a little laptop here with what looks like the actual dashboard to a real Polymega. Isn't that pretty interesting? Let's read in on this, introducing Polymega app news. We've been secretly working on this for well over a year, and I finally, very excited to finally share with you the latest addition to the Polymega family, Polymega app. This intuitive Polymega console experience soon to be available as a free downloadable app that you can use on all of your devices. Share your collection, game stats, installs, more and more to the cloud, and never lose your progress ever again. Very cool. Sounds very much like a management system that's cloud-based that'll allow you to do things like PlayStation Plus, right? Carry saves and do that kind of thing. I mean, this is that would be mainly for yes, backup, but if you're going from PlayStation to PlayStation, right? I mean, I don't know anyone else other than one person was very far away with another Polymega, so I don't know about Polymega to Polymega things, but I guess kind of cool, right? Let's read on. It says use any standard disk drive. You can use Polymega app to play, install, and manage legacy games from physical media on your device. Oh, okay. So it's basically turn your PC into a Polymega. Okay. All right. Unlike everyone else, Polymega app has no emulator downloads, ROMs, BIOS files, or other configuration required. It just works, and it's 100% free to use. Wow. Okay. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that now after I read that statement, but okay. All right. Let's keep going. Polymega apps supports most controllers for systems you might already have, such as a PS4, PS5, or Xbox. No controller mapping necessary. It also supports all of the retro controllers Polymega supports, or try our new 2nd generation Polymega Universal Wireless Controller. It features all of the functionality of our original Universal Wireless Controller, but now features a lower latency 2.4 gigahertz connection, improved battery life, and compatibility for Android for cross-platform use with Polymega app on other devices. New Polymega deliveries in 2023 will include this new improved controller. So I guess that's the look of the controller, very much like a DS4, like DualShock 4 from the PlayStation. And that will be the standard Universal Wireless Controller coming with all future shipments, as it seems to be. So I guess that would be future shipments of the future shipments of the base module when they get them available. All right, let's keep going on here. We know many new computers do not include disk drives, They certainly don't have cartridge ports. Polymega Remix is the latest member of the Polymega hardware family, and with it you can play CD and cartridge games on your PC and other devices using the Polymega app. It looks and works just like Polymega, except it connects USB to your device and you use the Polymega app to control it. Simple as that. It's compatible with a full suite of Polymega It's compatible with the full suite of Polymega element module sets. It starts at just $149.99 USD. More details to come soon. So for 150 beans, you can get like a Polymega with no guts, basically. There's the drive, like a standard base module, I guess, that has, nothing in it. Plug it in your PC, let your PC run the things through the app. Now, obviously, the Polymega had its own processing set and graphics card and all that kind of stuff. So, you'd be reliant on your PC's power, I'm imagining, to power the app, and then of course, by extension, the games and all that, unless you're talking about cloud-based gaming streaming things once you get it upload. I don't know how this whole thing's going to work, but it seems like you're going to need something that has some beefiness in order to play. But I do have some things to experiment down there. Wonder what would happen if you plugged one of these Polymega remixes into Atari VCS running Windows. Would you be able to still play some of these emulated titles without the beefiness that was in the Polymega? I don't know. More details to come on that soon as well, I guess. So let's keep going here. With Polymega XL, unlock cheat codes, virtual display, patching, audio player, and many other premium features with a Polymega XL subscription. Plus, you'll get cloud access to your games, so you can share your collection on multiple devices, compete online against friends, stream games to your mobile devices, and much more. More details about Polymega XL tiers, features, plans, and end plans for future compatibility will be provided in the coming weeks, so that's soon. A lot sooner than the updates that we've been getting from Polymega of late. And that is an interesting thing, to be able to share collection and compete online. I guess maybe they're using GGPO or something. I don't know what's going on there. That is kind of interesting. Some pretty slick stuff. I mean, I'm not going to lie, but let's keep going. Then it says all customers who have made purchases from our website will gain access to Polymega app's closed beta test with Windows 10 required. So you have to have a Windows 10 machine in order to utilize this. Additionally, every customer with an outstanding Polymega base unit order, like myself and lots of people that were hitting us up in the comments, thank you so much for doing that. Please continue to do so below. Anyone with an outstanding Polymega base unit order made prior to December 31st, 2022. So that actually wasn't, that's as long as you didn't do it right before the end of the year, will be provided a free year of Polymega XL. Now, which tier? If they're talking about tiers, you get the all of it. You get the big mega tier or whatever it's going to be for that free year, or is it going to be the base tier to kind of like whet your appetite and please be excited and give us more money? I don't know. We don't know. We don't know any of these questions. There is some questions though. There are questions. I have them. I would like to ask them, but I also first want to know what's going on with other things. But anyway, it says for customers who purchased a base unit or deluxe bundle prior to December 31st, 2022, access to closed beta, yes. Exclusive access to Polymega XL enhanced features during the beta test period. One free upgrade to premium. To the premium XL tier. So that's an answer right there. Starting from the close of the beta test, so you can share your collection and your games to your Polymega system upon delivery. So that's pretty cool. So maybe this is like this weird thing where like, oh, sorry, you can't get your base unit right now, but right now you can use this like cloud thing that we're in the Polymega app, kind of get your stuff going, get into the Polymega ecosystem. Like or love the the system that is everyone else is that has one seems to be very excited about it. And while you're waiting for your thing, you can do all this stuff. And on top of that, when you finally do get your unit, we'll give you a year of this service on top, so you can kind of transfer your stuff over to your base module, and then you have your base module. Not a bad way of bridging things. Kind of making a sad situation of just a little bit sweeter. But again, let's keep moving on. And then customers with any other order on Polymega.com, access to the closed beta on targeting March 23rd, or the March of 2023, I should say. So next month, we should be getting access to this closed beta of the Polymega app, which is awesome. And then free tier functionality until release until release either of the app or free tier functionality until the release of their product. I mean, that seems weird. Okay, cool. Note, you will log in the Polymega app using your polymega.com website credentials, which will validate that you have an order for a Polymega product. We'll provide more details about Polymega app, PXL, and the upcoming beta test right here on polymega.com in the coming weeks. So stay tuned for more info. We're excited for everyone to finally get a taste of the Polymega experience written by Polymega admin. Okay, so let's go back through some stuff and talk about some cool things. Things that are important to me and things that I care about right now. Polymega app for sure, because it's basically, here's Polymega on a computer that allows you to do your things while you're waiting for your base unit. It's cool. It's an app. It's free. It can do your things. Very neat. That's very, very cool. Very, very cool. Other interesting things, using any standard disk drive, you can do all of those legacy media things with a standard disk drive. So if you have a PC that has a disk drive, like I do, you don't need this extra thing down here for those that don't have it, that Polymega remix thing. You won't need it, because if you have a standard drive, you just pop your disks in and somehow it reads all of the information. I don't know exactly how. I don't know what wizardry or magic it does for the Saturn and all. I mean, I guess most of them are pretty base. The ones that it does read a PSX disc, that you can read them. You can read a Saturn disc. You can read a Sega CD disc. You can read all that kind of stuff. So, and I think Turbo CD, you think you can just pop them in and read the data at least. But it will take all that data and pop it into the cloud, I guess, so that you can then experience your games via that. But I'm very curious about the requirements. Like, what do you need on the PC in order to run the Polymega app to actually be able to run your games? Or are those being emulated via some kind of cloud service and then served back to you? Don't know the answers to those questions. It'd be really interesting to find out, and I'm sure we're going to hear more later, but at this point it's just speculation and kind of like conjecture here, but very interesting that they're doing that. It's also very interesting that they're actually coming up with that whole Polymega remix thing in the first place. Like, oh, hey, we can make the components ready to make a drive that will read your stuff if you don't have a disk drive. And it's certainly you can have the modules, so you can continue to put in your modules for the cartridge-based stuff. It's weird though. I wonder if the Polymega app, I mean, if you can I don't know. I mean, I don't think the Retron has anything externally USB or whatever. Wouldn't that be rad? You plug your Retron into your computer somehow and then dump the ROMs from your collections or whatever. I don't know. Probably not. But at least with Polymega Remix, if you needed something USB to be able to run and see your stuff, that is kind of cool. It's interesting to me because one of the things that I was interested in for USB readers was PyPacker back in the day, where they were going to have those Pi reader devices where I was going to be able to have USB connectivity, just plug it in and then play using that technology, so they could play those games on their service. They since canceled those readers. Interesting that this $150 device will be able to get those games off of the of your media onto digital computer things, and you get you playing your games. And then part of your collection, right? There's the whole thing about Polymega is building this big giant digital library that is yours of games that you own, and then you can play them through the emulation that they're providing you. So I have some things that are in that category. I've got tons of stuff from PlayStation, a couple of Sega CD games here and there, and that kind of thing. And I do have a PlayStation that I can play, but it's not like convenient, right? The Polymega for me was that device that I can do that and then go to like the import land and get a whole bunch of cool Sega Saturn games from Japan and play games like that I haven't been able to play ever, like Lunar Walking School, for example. That kind of stuff. Anyway, this Polymega XL thing is kind of cool, like unlocking the cheat codes, and I don't know what virtual display means, but I don't know. I don't even know what it is. I mean, having an audio player, I mean, does it mean it's going to play audio from like dumped ROMs and stuff? That's kind of cool. That'd be really neat to check that out. Patching. I mean, if there's going to do like auto patching of some of your ROMs, like online, if it takes care of like that for you, that'd be a really awesome convenience feature. Like, for example, like the one of the Lunar games, right? I got it on Sega Saturn. I put it in, I pop it up. It's like, oh, well, I want to patch the English patch for this game. If there was somehow this library in Polymega XL goes, oh yeah, we recognize this disc is Japanese. Are you English speaking? Do you want the English patch? And you go, yes, please. And it goes, boom, here it is. Oh man, that'd be killer. But again, who knows? And then the whole, premium features for like online and like, online play and that kind of thing. That's very cool too. And I'm sure will also be in tandem for what Polymega standard, base unit users and module users can use as well. But very cool things about that. And, of course, we'll know about tiers, subscriptions, plans, future compatibility, all that kind of stuff coming in a few weeks. But, it's cool. It's cool. So as we get rid of this thing here and go back to here, what do I think about this, right? As we kind of wrap this up, I'm mixed, I guess. I mean, it's sad to know that it's still, it's been years, and plus since I've ordered one of these things or had one ordered for me for Christmas, or it was actually my birthday. That was my birthday and Christmas present from 2 years ago that I'm still waiting for. It's a bummer to know that this announcement wasn't like, oh, hey, we got your order, it's going to be ready, you're going to get it in a couple months, and it's going to be awesome. However, I don't think I've ever seen a company do this as a make good. Like, oh, well, basically we just build a whole system around you not being able to have this device, but you can kind of use it and use your computer to like basically emulate what the Polymega is going to do while you wait for us to get you your Polymega, and then when you finally get it, you can have it all. I mean, yeah, a hat tip to the folks over at Play Magi, because that's at least they're making a strong effort. Like they could just be like, well, it's another year, we can't get the parts. Sorry, guys. Our announcement is we can have other things for the people that actually have them. Isn't that great? Or the digital store thing that people were talking about. Oh, it's going to be the store. And I'm like, well, that's great. You can have a digital store all you want. I still don't have a Polymega. But at least now for people that are waiting on this thing, if you have a computer, and I know it's if you have a computer, and if you have a computer that can run these apps, or if you have enough powerful enough computer, I guess. But we'll see about those things. But at least they're doing something, and I would take the something rather than the zero, to be honest. I don't know. I'm a patient guy. I'm not gonna like we were saying before in the other Newsline where we're talking about Polymega. It's a waste of time to be pitchforking it up and getting all mad and burn things down or whatever over waiting on this thing. I mean, it's a thing. It's gonna get here, or it's not, right? And then you get your money back and whatever. But at least this thing is a thing where like, okay, well, we're giving you something something, a little something to chew on, to kind of like keep you in the loop. And as far as customer service goes, I mean, that is a pretty good make good, to be honest. I mean, as a customer, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm glad that they actually thought enough of us to do this in the first place. And yeah, maybe they've been trying to do this anyway. They were going to have this product update regardless of whether or not people were going to be waiting on these things or not. But, it's not bad. That's not a bad thing. And if it means that by the end of March of 2023, so we are at February 20th today, by the end of next month, I am playing something on a thing that is called sort of a Polymega. Even though I don't have my thing, I'm still going to be happy. So, and I'll be happy until the day it finally arrives at my doorstep and I plug it in, and then I'll be very happy. So that's kind of where I'm at. But it's not just about me here at Bacon Ice Cream Productions. What about you? What about you guys? If you guys have been sticking with me for the 20 minutes of me rambling on through this news, thank you once again for hanging out with me. And get in the comments. Let me know down below what you guys think about this news. What do you think about Polymega? What do you think about all of those things? Is this not a good enough make good? I mean, I've heard and seen a couple things online, and Polymega has been out there for the past couple hours, actually responding to people on Twitter about this very news. So obviously opinions abound, and good on you guys. Like if you're there and you're giving them a good ribbon, and and that's what you feel you need to do, then go on for it. If you guys are happy about things, then let me know about that too, and then we'll have a conversation down in there. The only thing that I ask is on these kind of news stories that you just don't start butting heads with others that have different opinions, I guess, right? Let them say what they need to say, and if it's not what you really like, you're just like, hey, well, respectfully, I disagree, but and then we move on, we shake hands, and we're all friends here, right? Because if it gets a little nasty, have to get rid of all that stuff. We don't like that over here at the Bacon Ice Cream Productions side of things. But that is it. Small programming note for those that are all the way at the end going, wait, didn't you just say something about like an Atari VCS video or something like that? Yes, that is tomorrow. And when you watch that video tomorrow, and I say it's Monday, it's actually not, obviously, because it's going to be Tuesday. Sorry about that too, but we are going to check out another Orange Pixel game on Atari VCS tomorrow. We already did the Fun for 5 and recorded it. Hope you guys check that out on Tuesday. And then who knows? Maybe on Tuesday it'll be a double Fun for 5 because that Jeff Benner game maybe released. Who knows? But until then, we will catch you next time. But before we go, of course, we also have to say thank you to the members of the Good Times Club, for they are awesomely pushing us forward into new and brighter things here at Bacon Ice Cream Productions. So thank you, the EverCanadian. Thank you, Cured Games. Thank you, Crimson Cross, who just actually sent me something that might be a box opening later on this week. Stay tuned. And thank you to our final member of the Good Times Club for now, Christopher Westerman. Thanks, guys, so much for doing that. And thank you guys for the support. Of course, all support through the Good Times Club, proceeds from that are divvied up and given to great causes along the way, such as the Walk Down Alzheimer's, which me and my buddy Chris are going to be working on real soon. So, again, thanks again for watching, and we will catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich, and we'll see you later. Take it easy, guys.
RTFC.bacon